Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today, we've got Ruslan on the channel for this interview. As you guys have known for the past few videos, I've been basically hyping it up, just constantly talking about it and just constantly talking about things behind the scenes. And today, man, we got Ruslan on the channel, guys. And before the interview begins and everything like that, I just want to say it's definitely fitting for me dropping this interview right now, as with everything that I want to cover throughout the interview, man. It's especially fitting, especially considering that I believe it's like the 6th or 7th anniversary since the Good Religion album dropped. And for those of you who didn't know, I actually made a mini docu-series when I first began this channel covering their time as the DreamJunkies and everything like that. If you want to watch it, the link will be in the description below. But man, this is an interview I've always wanted to cover, especially with Ruslan, man, from his time with the DreamJunkies to his time focusing on partnering and developing artists on King's Dream Entertainment, his time as an artist, his time just as an entrepreneur, and especially just being a full-time YouTube and content creator now, man. I just felt like there was just so many questions for me to ask, and I felt like with this interview, I don't think you're gonna find this type of content anywhere else with the types of questions I wanted to ask, and especially questions that people have been wanting to know just about everything regarding just his time with the DreamJunkies and just his time as a content creator and just everything in between, man, honestly. And yeah, aside from that as well, I also just wanted to make the intro as well, just to talk about how I know in the last interview, some of you guys were talking about just some technical difficulties with like the audio and everything like that from last time I did an interview. So thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it. Everything went great with this interview, though I will say throughout the interview, I did have minor internet connection issues. So for the first 2 or 3 parts, there might be some parts that might be clipped, but I think anyone from just a music fan to just a content creator to just anyone that just follows Christian hip hop, man, any up and coming artist, I think you'll enjoy this interview for sure. And just if you're a fan of Ruslan just in general, you'll just enjoy this interview for sure, man. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Let's just jump right in, man, and skip into the intro. All right, yo, what is up, guys? Today we are back with another interview, and today we have our boy Ruslan KD right here, man. Ruslan, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for having me on, bro.
Good. You live out in California?
Yeah, so I'm in San Diego County, but technically North County.
Okay.
So North County is like Vista, Oceanside, San Marcos, Escondido,
Okay.
Carlsbad, and so I'm in San Marcos, but we're moving to Vista, which is where I went to high school and stuff.
Okay. I'm just asking because like you're wearing like a puffer jacket, and I live up north, so it's cold in my basement right now. So I'm just wondering, like, isn't it hot out in Cali? Like,
let me say 61 right now in California.
61. That's
61. So that's a little chilly for us. I don't know what that is in
we go by Celsius, so
Celsius. Yeah, I don't know what that is in Celsius, but yeah, for us, it's warm, but it's like chilly right now.
Oh, cool.
Like, you can still go outside and we'll go walk around, but like you wouldn't be in like shorts and a t-shirt.
Right. Okay, cool. All right then. So what was like your entry/early beginnings into hip hop like? Just growing up on the West Coast and everything like that, you know, your childhood, your upbringing, and I guess like transition into hip hop. What was that like? You know, what was Ruslan's early beginnings like? How did that look like?
So I grew up in San Diego County, or San Diego, the city of San Diego. The area is called City Heights, Normal Heights, North Park area, and so off of 33rd and Adams. And so that area in the early 90s was predominantly like a black and brown neighborhood. Right. It was still very like suburban, but this is on the heels of gangster rap. So NWA had just kind of exploded in the late 80s, and this is like Snoop, Dre, and that side of things. And then I would get these like I forgot what they were called then, but you could basically get like 12 cassettes for like a penny. It wasn't Publishing Clearinghouse, I can't remember, BMG Music System. So they would send you these catalogs, and then like you can get like CDs, and they're trying to get people to sign up for a monthly subscription was cassette tapes. And so that's like my first introduction. And so you could pick different stuff, like pick like LL Cool J and like that kind of stuff. And the gangster rap stuff was just starting to really take off. So my like initial introduction is like Public Enemy, LL Cool J, Will Smith, that side of things. And then like I discovered Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. Probably like it was like 93, and then went back and like checked out the Chronic, and then went back and checked out NWA, and then Tupac was exploding on the scene. So initially hip hop was like this like beautiful art form where people were rapping and there's breakdancing, and then it like kind of went left really quick with like gangster rap coding and it kind of overlapping with the streets and overlapping with that. And so my upbringing was interesting because I was very young listening to very explicit music. And not only was I listening to it, I was also I remember going to a Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre concert in like 93, 94. I couldn't have been no older than 9 years old.
Really? Who took
8 or 9 years
old? You just went on your own, or?
No. Funny story. So it was at the San Diego Sports Arena. I should go back and look up the date this was, because that would be funny. So this lady in my apartment complex, her name was Cherie. She was like the lead. She was like our landlord. So we had like an 8-unit apartment complex, and she was not the landlord. She was the manager. It's a different landlord that would come around. And so anyway, Cherie was, really into that. I was best friends with her son, Steven, and we're still friendly till this day. Cherie actually watches my channel all the time. And so Cherie was the one who got saved and kind of introduced me to the gospel. She introduced our entire complex to the gospel. But before she got saved, she was really out here like in the streets. Like she was, there was some sketchy stuff going on. Like one time her apartment had gotten shot up. There was a drive-by, and it was through the alley, and her apartment got shot up. And it actually was in the context on like who she was and what it was at the time. And so long story short, man, she was in that life, and she ended up getting arrested and going to jail, and that's how she found Jesus. But before she went to jail and found Jesus, she was a part of that scene, single mom, probably like the time I'd say late 20s, early 30s. And so that is who took me to the concert. It was her and like her boyfriend or whoever she was dating at the time, and me and Steven, and I was like the only white kid in the audience. And at some point I ended up on some dude's shoulders, so like I'm on somebody's shoulders, and like they're like as far away as you are from me is the stage, and then like another like maybe 5 feet is like Snoop. I'm in like the second or third row. We had amazing seats. And so like that's like my first memory going to a concert was that. And then after that I started trying to rap, and I remember going to this open mic by this group called the Icons. The Icons were like a local San Diego group that had won the San Diego Music Awards for like best hip hop or something at the time. And so they would put on this little open mic right off of right in City Heights off of University, right before you kind of go into where Hillcrest is. And they had this like little open mic. And I remember going to that and getting on the mic and like freestyling. I'm talking like 10, 11 years old, freestyling and like the crowd, like, who's this little white kid, that can like freestyle,
Yeah, because you
and so I lost you.
Oh, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here now. You said something.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was gonna say because you basically learned how to speak English through watching cartoons and hip hop, right? That was your introduction to like speaking English and everything. Okay, yeah. Sorry, go on ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, that was it. That was my introduction, and so I got to go to concerts and attend stuff that like my son now who's 8, I could never imagine him like going to like a Drake concert
Most
at like
parents,
8 or like a Young Thug concert, you know what I mean? Like, but that's what I was on from a young age. And man, and definitely English. And so by the time I'm like 10, 11, I'm freestyling. I'm like recording demos on like a karaoke machine. I'm doing stuff fairly early on.
So kind of like you had that was one of the early, like your early skills were developing, and you were kind of like a product of your environment basically. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right.